Hello and welcome to Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean.
And I'm Tracy.
And we are talking to you all that are 50 and fabulous.
And don't forget handsome.
And we want you to know that we want to get some education happening, some empowerment.
We want to grow with you. We want to learn with you. We want to see what you're doing, 50 and over.
So like, share, comment, follow, subscribe,
grab your
and
tea.
grab your tea. Hey, y'all. What's going on?
Yes.
This is Tea and Cornbread.
Happy day, people.
Happy day. A conversation with Sean and Tracy. Yes. Hey, Trey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are
you? Good.
What's the tea, Trey? What's the tea?
Let's see. I went jumping rope on Wednesday. I went to Double Dutch.
Nice. I missed it. I'm sorry.
You did. We had so much fun.
I'm going to be there, though.
Listen. So hopefully we'll get back into doing that on the agenda soon.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, busy weekend.
Yeah.
I'm one of those crazy last minute, and I'm normally not like this, shopper. So I was out yesterday and probably going to do it again today.
All right.
I think I'm getting a high from it now. And I don't, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing to shop for. I think I'm just out there. How about me?
Yeah, but you used to be that one that did Black Friday.
I used to.
Yeah. I was never that one.
I
was
used to
never
do that.
one.
And then something said, you're crazy. I think when people start fighting and doing crazy over TVs and computers, it got to the point where it's just not worth it.
Listen, I saw a meme. It says, stop doing TVs and electronics for Black Friday. Do groceries.
How about that? Because the grocery
Right,
stores
'cause that's
do
what
be
we
empty
had.
because I have gone to the grocery store on Black
my
Friday and
goodness.
nobody's there.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
So what did you do? What's going on with you? What's the tea
What
with
did
you?
I do? I didn't do anything.
No?
Did I? No. I didn't do it. It was uneventful.
Okay.
It really was.
Just you time?
Well, kind of, but not really. I mean, worked, but
Okay.
worked in a way where, I got some stuff done. Put it that way. I was very productive.
Didn't you do
I'll say that.
something, housework or something you were working on?
Yeah, the kitchen.
Nice.
And it's
Nice.
coming along. I'm so happy. Yes.
Good.
So, yeah,
Good.
yeah. We were doing that. But today's episode is about what is your goals for 2024, personally, business-wise. For the listeners, are you the person that writes or does a vision board? Are you a person that does that writes your goals down or thinks about what you want to accomplish in 2024? Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today.
Yes.
Because it's coming.
It's about 2
It's
weeks away.
Coming.
Yes.
It's crazy how
The
year
time
just
really
went by
just it did.
fast.
It did. And you just woke up and we're here.
In December, right?
It's like,
Oh my goodness,
it's almost
crazy.
over.
It's almost
So,
over.
well, onto a new adventure.
Yes.
Yes.
So what's the new you? What are
What-
you doing
there
in
you
the new
go.
year?
What are you doing in the new year? The new you.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with our breathing.
Yes,
We
let's
didn't
do
start
it.
with our breathing. We were talking.
That's okay.
And then we're gonna do our devotional.
Yes.
And then we're gonna jump in.
Let's do it.
All right. We're going to inhale our intent for today's episode. I'm excited because, I love when we have our freestyle episodes. And also, we're going to exhale whatever did not serve us for 2023.
Let's do it.
What we're using today is called highest potential. Remember, we're inhaling, holding your breath, deep inhale through your nose, holding your breath for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 7. And when you're inhaling your intent for the day. And it also brings down the cortisol level, and it calms your nerves. If you're ever having where you realize that you're like stressed out or moving too fast or whatever, just take a breath. Take a deep breath. All right.
Yes.
So, have you thought about that?
thought about my goals, or things that I'm going to change, professional, personal. Um, I think the one of my biggest personal goals is again to, it's going to sound crazy because I'm always in the gym, is get back into the gym, eating healthy. I really have fell off over the last month or more. It's the holiday season. Do I use it as an excuse to eat bad at times? I do, because I just do. There's no, so I think that's one of my top goals right now, is to get back into taking care of me, because if I don't eat right, I don't feel good. And again, I've said this before, it's not about me trying to be a size 8. That's not going to happen. That's not my goal. My goal is to feel good, and I want to look good to me.
I
That's it.
love it. I love
That's
it.
it.
Because when I'm talking to people and they go on and on about not feeling well, and they don't understand that their eating habits and their lifestyle is the reason why they don't feel well, but they don't want to change anything.
Right.
So then that means you don't want to feel well.
Right.
So I'm so glad you said I want to feel good.
I want to feel good.
You know what I mean? And feeling good just means, okay, what do you need to do to feel good? You know, why would we still say, for instance, I had a client that was talking about her ankles and her feet.
Mm-hmm.
And she says once she stopped eating sandwich meat, she realized that her feet and stuff didn't swell like it used to. And she said, but one day she was out with somebody and they had sandwiches, and she was like, you know what, I'm going to just have a sandwich. I haven't had one in a while. She said by the end of the day, her foot was swollen.
Oh, wow.
And it was painful. You know what I mean? It was painful. And people don't understand that it can happen just that easy. You know, once you learn how food affects your body, you will know what to eat and what not to eat so that you feel good. You definitely would. And, that's what I do. I coach people to teaching you how to
eat better.
Not even so much eat better, is identify what your body doesn't like. You know what I mean? Eating better, yeah, we can all eat. There's some people that can't have broccoli or can't have, you know what I mean? So eating better, yes, but at the same time, identifying and understanding what your body needs. That makes a difference, because we can do all the things, and what I do for me may not work for
Bottom
you.
line.
You know what I mean? I may be able to eat in dairy, and you may not be able to tolerate it at all. But people think we gotta have it, and it's one of the worst things on the planet to have. Dairy, sugar, and processed foods. I don't know if anybody saw my post where it says, "Stop eating the crap," and it was carbohydrates. Wait a minute, I should let me pull it up. So I'm not quoting you wrong. It's carbohydrates. CRAP stands for carbohydrates, refined sugars, artificial foods, and processed foods.
I saw that, and I don't eat anything that you have up here.
All right. That's what we all say.
I don't. Soda, I have.
That's what we all say.
Let me not say that. I do want to enjoy a soda every now and again, but it depends on what I'm eating. I don't eat meat. I do eat fish, so I'm a pescatarian. And when I tell people that, they say, like, don't you miss chicken? Yeah. I will sit here and tell you, do I want a hot chicken wing? I do. But I just don't. I do, but I don't, if that makes sense. I do. But I have done it for almost 10 years now, so it doesn't affect me. It doesn't.
Okay. And that's how it is, right?
I'm almost afraid to eat one now, like you said, because I think if I do, I may not feel well. But that might be in my head, keeping me away from it, which is fine with me.
I'm gonna tell you, I stopped eating pork and beef and lamb, when we call it red meat, everything red meat, right? I stopped eating those things since 94. I haven't had them since 94. I haven't had them consciously since 94. When I started reading labels and started learning more about paying attention exactly what you're eating. I didn't realize the chicken sausages and turkey sausages and turkey bacon and things like that that I was eating all the time. They were wrapped in pork skin. So when you think you're not eating it, you are. And then
Yeah, and some of your snacks and stuff too have
exactly,
pork in them.
exactly. And
Not yours, but I'm saying.
I know what you mean. Even down to cornbread, just learned recently. Lard is made from, I believe, pig fat.
You said
Yep,
cornbread?
yep. If Jiffy, if you look at the ingredients and it has lard in it, that's what it's made from. It's all right. We're
Okay.
eating it now.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
But I'm just saying, right?
But no,
So,
it
but
is
when
good
we,
to read labels, but you
right,
don't want to
read,
get so addicted to reading labels that you're scaring yourself away from stuff.
right.
Too.
Well, if you're trying to feel better and you're trying to eliminate toxins in the body, you have to be diligent about reading labels. You have to. Now, whether you decide to still eat it or not is a different story, right? So
Yeah.
just like we're eating this,
Yeah. I was
right?
going to say, because certain stuff,
You
I'm just going
you
to
yeah,
eat it.
exactly. Exactly. That's the point. And it's not about you becoming crazy about it,
Yeah.
but just being aware and knowing too if you're not feeling good. So like for instance, I didn't feel good a couple weeks ago, right? And both of us, we were both sick a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, right? And there were so many people sick, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But whenever I feel a little tickle in my throat, I stop all things and I just go straight into drinking, like flushing my system out. And when I tell you, honest to God, it only lasts 3 days max. Where most people are going a whole week or 2 weeks or whatever, I still had the mucus, which was crazy because I usually don't have that much mucus when I get sick. But I had the mucus, so blowing my nose lasted longer than usual. But as far as my energy, as far as the
Feeling
aches or
down
anything
or,
like that,
yeah.
yeah, coughing, I didn't have a cough anymore. I didn't have any of that. So and I flushed my system out. And so what we need to know is like I'll detox at least once a quarter. You know what I mean? And sometimes I do it. Sometimes I do it. I fast during the week anyway, right? But detox at least once a quarter. And when you do, if you never detox, you need to at least once a year to twice a year. If you're not going to be diligent enough to do it, more often, because we inhale so much. Inhale, not in. Well, we inhale, yeah, but we ingest so much. Our ailments, our disease are all what we put in our mouth. It starts in our gut. Everybody thinks, oh, it's hereditary, oh, it's this and that. But in
Who
research,
told you that?
right? Well, you know who
No,
tells
no,
us, right?
no.
But in research and in listening to people, and I follow and I read so much, disease is environmental. It's not hereditary. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not genetic. There's very few. There's less than 5% of diseases that are genetic, right?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and you know what? I need to make sure that I have those resources for people to look that up. But
Yeah.
you can look it up. And so a lot of it is um, environmental. So environmental just means as you grow up, you're gonna eat and do what you learned as
What
a
you
kid.
right,
If your
right.
mother fried chicken all the time, you're gonna fry chicken all the time. If your mother did this, that, and the other, unless you want to make the changes yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And everything, all of our diseases are linked to what we eat.
And like you said, environmental is where you're living, what you're around,
Yeah,
in the air,
yeah,
So,
all of that.
yeah, we need to pay attention to all those things.
right. And
Definitely.
one of the other things is too, we don't know what we're eating because we just marketing is cool. Marketing it'll convince you that you need it and you will buy it, right? But we
Yes.
don't know that a lot of the things that we have on our shelves are not good for us. So I do a service that's called the Kitchen Detox, and let me tell you,
You
it's
be
going.
throwing away people's stuff out their kitchen?
No, I don't.
What do
No,
you
I
do?
don't. No, I don't throw anything away.
Tell me what you do with it.
is I educate people on what they have in their cabinets and what they're using and how to swap the bad with the good. You know what I mean? So, like for instance, what was my favorite? I used to use adobo. all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we should be saying names, right? I don't know. But anyway, I used to use that. And when I started reading labels, I was just like, oh, this got to go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because there's different things in it that are not good for us. And when we're ingesting these things on a regular basis, because people go, yeah, I've never had a problem with this or I never had a problem with that. But when you have years of using something or years of eating something,
Mm-hmm.
eventually it's going to turn into, because you think about people that are smokers, they don't get the backlash of smoking until
Years later.
they've been smoking for 40 years.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If you think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same with our food. And our food is getting worse.
Yeah.
It's getting worse. They're adding more things. And America has the worst
Yeah.
in processed
Well, you
foods
got
and
to
the
figure
things that
things
they
are
allow.
mass produced to keep people eating.
Absolutely.
So
'Cause the
that's
process-
part of the problem.
Our
And
taste buds are hijacked.
yeah, the quality of that stuff has decreased. You know,
Right.
like you said, we don't want to say names and labels, but things we used to have growing up does not even taste the same. So there you go. We do. We have to be conscious. We have to take care of self. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
And realizing that education is key. The more
Definitely.
you know, when we
Definitely.
know better, we do better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that like is my the biggest thing is just teaching people to become aware of what they are doing, and eventually you'll start eliminating things one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're eliminating it, you're replacing it with something better. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's
Right.
not about throwing stuff away and taking everything from you, or cold turkey. Because people go, well, I'm gonna still eat my this, that, and the other. Okay, I'm just saying, if your fingers are swollen all the time, your legs are swollen all the time, and things like that, and you stay in the gym, something ain't right. Because usually they'll go, oh, it's because I got to work out this, that. Yeah, working out is definitely another way of making sure that the body is supporting the body's natural healing process. I should say it that way, right?
But it goes hand in hand in what you're putting inside your body too.
Like you said, I want to get,
Yeah, definitely does.
yeah. So, and it's one thing, one day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time that you can change. You don't have to change everything at one time.
No.
If you think about it, you didn't get to where you are overnight. So when you're making healthy changes, it's 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time.
Definitely.
And it's a lifestyle. I know everybody go, oh, it's a lifestyle change. It is, literally,
Well, it has to be, because
It has
if
to
it's
be.
not, it's just a little fad that you're going through.
Exactly.
Like people
Which
are going to
the
talk
beginning
about
of the year.
See, we're
They-
thinking the same thing. I was getting ready to say. People
Yeah.
are going to say at the beginning of the year, one of the things they're going to be is going back to the gym. They're going to eat better, myself included. I've done it. You know what I mean? You hear people already January 1st. I'm starting over.
Yep.
I'm at the point where I'm saying you don't got to wait for January 1st.
Right.
Why don't you do it
Don't wait for
Wednesday?
Monday. They
Don't
always say wait for Monday.
And I say the same thing you said, a little steps.
Yep.
Nobody's asking you to revamp your whole routine,
Right.
to give up everything that you love and you like all at once.
Right.
It just doesn't work.
Right.
You're setting yourself up for failure if you do that.
So there's another statistic. They always say, and this will go into doing the 21-day Daniel fast, right?
Okay.
They say it takes 21 days to create a habit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes 66 days for it to become
Lifestyle?
for it to become a habit,
Okay.
right? 21 days to create a habit,
Mhm.
66 days for it to become a habit, 254 days for it to be sustainable,
Okay.
for it to be a permanent habit.
Okay.
So when we say it that way, the first time I learned that, because they're like, oh, it takes 21 days. You could change things in 21. Yeah, you can start a habit. It takes 21 days for that habit to be created, right? But 254 days before it becomes a permanent habit. So if you think about your lifestyle changes, or if you think about feeling better, if you think about any of those things, you got to give yourself at least 254 days. That's almost a year, right? You have to give yourself at least 254 days for it to be a permanent change.
So is that one of your goals or things that you want to achieve for 2024?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And mine is exercise. Some
Okay.
type of exercise. You know what I
You
mean?
do some type of exercise already.
Not every day.
Doesn't have to be every
it's
day.
not. Well, no, you're right. Not consistently.
Doesn't have to
I'm not
be- okay.
consistent with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it that way. I'm not consistent with exercise at all. I'm not consistent with exercise. But that's my
Yeah.
goal. That's on my list for 2024 for Sean is to do some type of exercise more often. Yes, the double dutch is on my list and I do it. But when you fall off, it's hard to get back on.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna try. And the other thing is, I want to try to throw the word "but" in the garbage.
Okay. Take it out. Take it out. Stop yourself when you hear yourself saying it.
Cause "but" just means
It makes it a negative automatically.
You're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's an excuse.
Yeah.
Wait, what's his name? Byron. He just said it. Was it him yesterday? Byron Allen said, I'm never mind. Never mind, because I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't.
Did you have it on your phone or no?
No, he said banks you can't deposit excuses in a bank, so I'm not going to accept them.
There you go.
I'm paraphrasing because
but I get the gist of what you're saying.
Right. And so when we say "but," that's part of an excuse.
Yeah.
And that's a way to get out of or
in case
keep
I failed,
from,
but I did,
to keep you from
achieving your goal.
Exactly.
Achieving your goal. There
that
should be
gives
no
you an
but.
out.
Yeah, I'm going to work out, but if I have to work, I'm not going to be up, So we do it. We all do it.
So I find myself saying "but" a lot, and that's one of my goals too is to throw that word in the garbage.
Okay. Work on it. I'm pretty sure that you will be able to achieve it.
It is. One day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time.
And that's all it takes.
Yeah. And you know what we did not do is read our devotional.
We didn't.
Come on.
You
gonna read it?
I can. And this is funny that I'm gonna do this, but I need to take my glasses off.
Okay. I have to take mine off to read too.
So today is December 17th. Yesterday was my baby's birthday.
Oh. Happy birthday, Bill Tim?
No, Terrence.
Terrence, happy.
It's okay.
We crazy.
Did y'all
right?
see that? It's okay.
We crazy. Happy birthday, Terrence. Shout out to Terrence.
Happy birthday, son. Okay. It says, "Come to me with your gaping emptiness, knowing that in me you are complete. As you rest quietly in my presence, my light within you grows brighter and brighter. Facing the emptiness inside you is simply the prelude to being filled with my fullness. Therefore, rejoice on the days when you drag yourself out of bed, you're feeling sluggish and inadequate. Tell yourself that this is a perfect day to depend on me in childlike trust. If you persevere in the dependence as you go through the day, you will discover at bedtime that joy and peace have become your companions. You may not realize at what point they joined you on your journey, but you will feel the beneficial effects of their presence. The perfect end to such a day is a doxology of gratitude. I am he from whom blessings flow." It's Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, 4th, 6, Matthews, and then Colossians, and I'm having a time this morning, and that's it. But
wait, give me the spelling of the word you were just trying to say.
Okay, DOX OLOGY doxology. Yeah,
doxology.
Yes, we don't know everything, and we're looking it up, and she's going to tell us what it says. She is Sean. I am sorry.
Oh, it's a liturgical. I may be saying that word
That's
wrong.
okay. We're
Formula
human.
of praise to God. After the singing of the doxology, the congregation separated.
Okay. Word of the day. We
Praise
didn't know.
Doxology.
I didn't know.
Praise God, from whom blessings flow.
Yes.
That's it.
He's always with us, even when we're not paying attention. So
always Praise God.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are your goals for 2000? Oh, you said it already. You said you
Yeah,
want to get to the
I
gym
think I
and you
said
want to
the
eat
gym.
better.
I want to
Mm-hmm.
eat better, and I think on a personal level to be more engaged, not just in what we're doing here, but definitely what we're doing here, but also when it comes to work outside of here. And I mean my 9 to 5,
Okay.
just to be a little bit more vocal because I think at work I'm a little quiet. I'm a little behind the scenes, and I need to be more vocal. So that I think I need to work on that a little bit more. Um, but yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of stuff on my list.
Right. Right.
I'm not because if I do,
Something's not going to happen.
something's not gonna happen, or something's gonna be halfway done. And I don't want to do that to myself. So
Right. I thank you for that because I always have a long list. But we can have a long list and chop it up to say what's more important now and take one thing and do some action steps, right? Or write some action steps or figure out what action steps it's going to take for you to get that goal accomplished.
right.
I think that's one of the things. There's a book called The 12-Week Year that I love, and I try to use it on a regular basis, and I did create some habits from it. But what it does, it chops down the year into 12 weeks.
Okay.
And so you'll get 12 weeks, whatever the goal is that you have or whatever whatever your goal is that you have, is you take that goal and you break it down within 12 weeks. So you break it all the way down to the hour of the day. You know what I mean? So say, for instance, you want to go to the gym, right? For me, I'm going to say this for me, right? Because exercise is the thing that I want to do more of.
The exercise is the thing she's going to do more of.
The exercise is what I'm going to do more of. Thank you. Thank you for that correction. And the thing is, double dutch on Wednesday because I'm doing my action steps, right?
Okay.
So, but every morning at least stretch.
Okay.
And so what that means is, even though we say every morning at least stretch, okay, what time in the morning, how much time, this, that, and other, you break it down like that. So I done it before, it's just doing it again. That's all. Get back on the wagon, right? So in the morning, you do your devotionals or your prayers. That's what I do in the morning. I do my deep breathing, and that's before I get out the bed. You know what I mean? And then getting up and doing some stretches. So I like to do qigong. Qigong is like Asian exercise that's just basically stretching, but it also helps with the respiratory system and all that.
Okay.
So I like to do that. Doing it often is what I need to do. So now it's putting it on my calendar and doing it 3 days a week minimum. You know what I mean? If I do it 5-7 days, then that's good. But if I say I'm doing it every day, I know that that's not going to happen right away, but to get in the habit. So that's my habit that I want to do for 2024 is to exercise at least 3 times a week, whatever form of exercise that is. But qigong and double dutch are going to be the main staples.
Okay. And I think that's one thing that you just said, that we have to stay focused. We set up our goals, we check them off, make them happen.
Yeah. And when you do, celebrate that for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you celebrate it, it's like, oh, I did that, right? And then it's check mark. Okay, now go to the next item on the list.
Yep.
You know, and when you do that, you just feel so good because you're not trying to do so much at one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I have 2 coaches, and one's a spiritual coach and the other one is a life coach, right?
Okay.
And they both asked, what is Sean doing? What does Sean want to do for her? What are your goals? So I wrote all this stuff down, this, that, and other. Nothing had anything to do with me. It was all business.
Wow.
And they don't know each other. And it was all business. And they were like, okay, Ann,
this isn't what we're talking about.
Right. This is not for you. What are you doing for you?
Yeah.
And I had to think about it. And so that's when I came up with, I need to exercise. You know what I mean?
You just took a second look at your list and said, this is not.
Yeah. Even though those things on the list are still on the list.
Right.
But they're
It's
not
not
personal.
personally for Sean.
Right. How is
Yeah.
that helping
Yeah.
me? You know, and I unconsciously anyway take time for myself. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll be quiet. I'll take a couple days and be quiet.
Yeah.
You know,
You
and
will. You're good like that.
yeah,
You'll turn that phone off and
yeah,
just be with you.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. So that is nothing, but still more for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what? And then they said, expand your dream. You know, dream big. And I think I dream big, but
Mm-hmm.
then when somebody's a coach and they're asking you, okay, but what is it? And it go on. Yeah, my dreams are not as big as I think they are. So
But
I'm
there you go.
reevaluating that
Small
too.
steps to bigger things,
Yeah, yeah,
though.
yeah.
So,
I'm reevaluating that too.
and it's okay.
Absolutely,
It's okay.
absolutely. I'm all right with it. I'm all right. Um, so 2024, most people, you guys usually say, I'm gonna do this for myself. I'm gonna lose weight. I want to
Mm-hmm.
do, all of that, right? How are you gonna do it?
Right.
Because we say we're going to do it, but
Mm-hmm.
how? And then I challenge you. I challenge you to, because we just talked about it, right? I'm challenging myself too. I challenge you to pick one thing that you're going to do and make the action steps for it. If you're a person that works by a calendar,
Mm-hmm.
put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
If you're a person that is, uses your phone or
That's what I'm
whatever,
gonna put it in the phone.
put it in your phone for
Reminder.
reminders. Yeah, for reminders. But I challenge you, and then reach out to us and say, "This is what we did."
Mm-hmm. This is how we did it, and
Right.
like Sean said, make that schedule. I think it's very important to be reminded.
Yes.
I had a coworker that would her phone would remind her every hour to drink water. As simple as that, because she was not getting enough water.
And does she do it?
Yeah. Well, we were in training at the time, so every hour that phone went off and said X, Y, and Z. Time to drink your water. I thought that was the coolest thing. As simple as that sounds, or as crazy, some people probably think that's crazy. You should be able to drink the water, but that was something maybe that she was lacking, and she needed something to focus and to remind her, and it worked. You can do the same thing, like you were just saying, what are your action steps? What time of the day are you going to go to the gym? What time of the day are you going to stretch? Like you said, what time of the day, whatever goal you're setting, are you going to do said goal?
Right. Right. And having that phone as a reminder will make you stop and think.
Exactly.
And then eventually it becomes a
Exactly.
habit.
Because we get to moving. You know what I mean? We get to moving sometimes, and we make appointments to do stuff and we forget. Or we're so wrapped up into whatever we're
you're
doing
doing.
at the moment. It's like, oh man, I was supposed to do, So yes, definitely we have to keep ourselves on track. And like Sean said, write it down, put it in your phone. One thing you said earlier, get a buddy. Some people need people to work out. Some people need people to walk, talk, whatever. Hey girl, I did X, Y, and Z today. What you doing your goals today?
Right.
Help each other, encourage each other. And then some people need to be left alone.
Yeah.
Focus on them and only want to, there's some people that go to the gym and only want to be with themselves at the gym. And I know I keep talking about the gym, but
that's your thing.
that
though.
is
That's
that
your thing.
is
That's your
that's
happy
my
place.
that's my happy place. But yeah, you can make it work. Write your schedule, get a buddy, talk to somebody. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. So the challenge is take that one thing and get started. Because
That's
if
it.
you're doing one thing and don't go hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have not been in the gym in months, years, or whatever, don't go in the gym and expect to do 2 hours, 3 hours,
Right.
and you're going to get on the treadmill for 25 minutes and you can't get past 5.
Right.
Start off with 5
Slow.
minutes,
Yeah.
slow at a time, or stretching. Or my favorite thing is putting on my playlist and dancing. You can really dance your way skinny
Yes.
if you wanted to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's one of the things I like to do. I like to coach people on is like, listen, if you don't really like the gym, because I'm not a person that likes the gym.
And I'm glad you just said that, because I was going to say that too. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be in the gym. It could be at your house.
Yep, in your house. If you have stairs, you can go up the stairs, down the stairs on purpose. Like
Walk
lift
around your neighborhood at lunch.
Yeah. There's so many things that you can do. And it only takes one thing at a time. You do not have to do all the things at one time. So that's one of the things, right?
Yeah.
And then they said too, the statistics of when people say they're going to start something new, it lasts maybe 15 days in January.
Yeah. I and
It
I'm
lasts
glad.
maybe
Listen, and
15
I'm glad that
days.
you said that because everybody is gung ho and they mean well. I
Yep,
think that you do,
we do.
but I think that we don't stay focused,
Nope.
and you have to make it enjoyable.
Right.
If you don't like what you're doing, you're not
You're
going to
not gonna do
continue
it.
to do it.
You're not.
So find your routine. And again, it doesn't. Maybe exercise is not your thing. Like Sean said, she does chai.
Qigong.
Okay. And she does that. Find something that you want to do that centers you, that makes you feel good health wise, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, um, there's a couple of things that you can do if you want to reach out.
Mm-hmm.
There are, if you want to have a consultation to like get started, how to get started, you can reach out to me at SeanDJohnson.com or um, or 50 the podcast at gmail.com and just say, hey, I'd like more information on this or that. Or you could reach out to us on Facebook, Tea and Cornbread, and Instagram. We're on Instagram too, and YouTube.
Yeah.
We're everywhere, right?
Yeah. Find us.
Find us. Yeah. So if you want more information on how to get started, because that's what I do. I am a wellness coach.
She is.
And I encourage, help, and support people and guide them on a healthier lifestyle.
She does. Well, you do.
And so January is always that time when people call and they'll go, okay, Sean, what do you got going on or whatever?
Yes.
And like I said, the kitchen detox. No, I'm not throwing anything away, right? But the kitchen detox is just to show you.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you do. I was just wondering if you have that plastic bag and throwing stuff away in people's kitchen.
I know, no, but actually it's done virtually. And it can happen. Yeah, it happens virtually, and it's like 3 hours. Because we're doing your cabinets, your refrigerator, your freezer. We're organizing all of that stuff, right? And then you're making a list of what do you replace different things with, because people don't understand that what they're trying to get away from is in their kitchen. So even when I say detox your home, same thing, right? Detoxing your home is getting those chemicals out because your house is more toxic than the outside. In most cases, your house is more toxic than the outside. And how that is because we're using all kinds of bleach for cleaning, which is an irritant to our respiratory system. People that have allergies and things like that. Think about when you have the symptoms of your allergies. Are you in the house or are you outside? How often are you having these symptoms? Just those little tidbits that I try to teach people.
Okay.
Grocery store tour. When I take people on a grocery store tour, it is an eye opener.
Definitely is. I've done it with her.
Yeah, it's an eye opener, and people don't understand that. You know what I mean? Even down to, making better. When you're making better choices, believe it or not, there could be a store brand that's a better choice than a name brand because of the ingredients. Right? When you're looking at the ingredients in something like a canned vegetable, right? Most canned vegetables have citric acid in it, sodium, it's water too, but has all these fillers in it, right? But those fillers are to hijack your taste buds. And so when you go to the generic brand most of the time just has 3 ingredients. And guess what? Generic brand is usually 40, 50 cents less. So it's cheaper. When people go, it costs more to eat healthy. It does not. It does not. Not when you're making a conscious effort. Not when you're making a conscious effort.
And the give is worth it.
Absolutely.
It's definitely worth it in the long run.
In the long run, yeah. So those are some of the things. What else?
Let's see. What else do we have coming up?
What are we doing?
I'm looking at Sean's list over here.
What are we doing for tea and cornbread this year?
We're going to be more in the streets. We're going to attempt to be more in the streets. What does that look like?
That's one of the goals that we have is
to be more out there.
In person, live.
Yeah.
Right?
She said that.
Live. Tracy. But what we gonna do too? Listen, I'm loving this. I'm loving this episode because we're just giving you all what our thoughts are, and we have our schedule and all of that, right? But see, there's that word.
No, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, she
And
didn't say that,
and
but yeah, you caught it
and
though. You
right.
caught it though.
I'm trying to get Tracy to do
What?
live on Instagram because she said earlier that the
Oh
young
wow.
ladies were asking questions about the
Yeah.
relationship piece, the relationship episode we did. Shout out to Rochelle. She was
Yes.
our guest that day, and we were talking about relationships. And
Mhm.
that is one of the
Mhm.
episodes that has a lot of views.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't pay attention really to the numbers like that, but has a lot of views. And so we're like, okay, well maybe we can do
We need to
a
expand on that. Definitely. Yeah.
live on Instagram so people can ask questions directly. But we're not gonna go up there if you guys are not gonna come.
Right.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Don't pay me no
No, we're
mind.
we're still gonna go up there because it needs to be done. What it looks like and when it's gonna happen, we can't tell you that right yet.
Exactly. Yeah, right now, there's a lot that's gonna happen in 2024.
Yeah.
We are really excited about
Expanding and growing
right
and
and just talking. We have
yeah,
some.
being
We
in our
got
neighborhood, seeing what's going on still. Like we talk a lot we get out into the neighborhoods and we talk a lot. But I think a lot of our episodes, and I'm pretty sure this is the same for you, when you're out, people say, oh, even when we talked to the farmers that day, that was very informative and powerful. Like people still talk about that. They didn't know what they,
what they didn't know.
right. We learned so much from that. And it's just a matter of, again, bringing that stuff to our community.
Right. So we're going to be talking more about the co-op this year too.
Yeah,
We're going to be talking
definitely.
about more about the co-op, more about New Path Wellness Group and wellness overall,
Overall,
and
so
how
important.
yeah,
Yes.
and how just giving those tips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have so many guests that we're going to be interviewing in these
Yes.
next couple of months too that are on the book, and so we're excited about that. There is no, listen. Yeah, they're on the books. There's a couple people that are not booked yet, so I'm not going to say who yet or
Right,
anything like
right.
that. But we will have that coming up. That is exciting too because there's doctors that we want to talk to, that we're going to talk to. There's people that are doing good things in the community
Definitely.
that are on talking about women's health. There's so much.
Yes.
There's so much that we're going to
Yes.
do. So that's
Yes.
that's awesome.
We have some powerful people coming up. Definitely.
Yep.
And we want to stay in the neighborhoods. We want to stay out there. We want to stay in the now because we don't know everything that's going on. So as Sean said earlier, comment, let us
Email us.
know.
Yeah, email us at 50thepodcast@gmail.com. Just email us, suggestions, questions, or
Topics.
or if you're an expert, and we're gonna
Something you want to share, something
listen,
you
we're
want to
gonna
give the
stick to
people.
50 and over. If you're an expert, but we do have another podcast called Back to Earth.
Yeah.
So that, if you're in the wellness space or anything like that, or you're doing something in the community you want us to know, email us so we can reach out to you and reach out to us rather, and we'll see what we can do.
Right.
Because we want the people to get the information.
Definitely.
And it's hard for people to get their information in one way. So
Exactly.
this is another avenue for getting that information out. What else? I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think we've had a very successful year.
Yes. Oh, thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank
we've
you
had
again.
A very successful. Thanks to you. Thanks
Our
to you.
podcast has grown. It said if you go on our Instagram and our Facebook page, 735% or something like that. It was crazy. And I said, wow. But subscribe. Because subscribe.
Hit that button.
Hit that subscribe button because we're trying to hit 100.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit
If we
that
can hit
subscribe
100
button.
before January 1st, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe and let us get to 100 at least.
Yes.
Right. We have a lot of people that's listening, which is great
definitely
too.
do.
And that means we're reaching people outside of our little domain.
Definitely we are.
But it's awesome. But we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
She said that.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. What else is happening? before we, because we won't
Before
be
we won't
on the
be
next couple of weeks.
right, right.
We won't
We
be here
just
the
want you
next
to
couple of
enjoy
weeks.
your family, your friends, and if you don't do anything with family and friends, just enjoy you. Enjoy
Yes.
your time.
Yes.
Take care of self. That's what we
Take
have to
care of
remember.
self. Yes. So next year, let's grow food,
Hmm.
relationships,
Hmm.
partnerships.
Hmm.
Let's do it, y'all. Let's
Yes,
do it.
yes.
Let's
I
do
like
it.
that. That's it.
Yeah. Let's grow. That's my theme for next year.
Ha, let's grow.
Let's grow.
I like
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, that's
Okay.
our theme for next year. Is let's grow.
Hmm.
All right. All right,
Thank
everyone.
you. Have a
Have a
wonderful day.